right, guys, so let's go to notability here. And we finished up our notes here on day 6. And this is the stuff that we were doing. So just like our warm up, given a slope, given a point, writing equation in slope intercept form, and then graphing that thing. So today, if you look right below there, this is the big topic for today. It is point slope form. We're still graphing lines, it's just in a different form. So obviously slope intercept form, you need a slope and you want to find the y-intercept. Point slope form, you need the slope and any point. And so point slope form is given right here. Y minus the y value equals m, which is our slope, times x minus the x value. All right, so this is going to be quick for the first one. So pay attention for the next 30 seconds so you know what goes where. I'm going to do this first problem. It's going to take us 30 seconds to do tops. It's in point. It says we want to write the equation, okay, and we're going to write it in point slope form. Our point is here, which means this is our x value and this is our y value. Our slope is -4, so that is our m. So all I'm going to do is plug them into the equation and we're done. Just plugging m into here, x into here, and y into here. All right, so here we go. Our answer is, and I'm just going to go right to the answer. The equation is y minus our y value, so y minus 5, minus our y value, equals our slope, which is -4, times x minus -6, which is like x plus 6. That's it, done. Okay, all I did was plug in our point and our slope, and now it's written in point slope formula or form. Okay, so we do y minus the y value equals our slope times x minus the x value. All right, we're going to do the next one real quick. Okay, it's going to be y minus -3, which is y plus 3, equals our slope, which is 2/3, times x minus our x value, or x minus 11. That's it. Done. All right, would you do this problem right here where it says now you try, okay? Write the equation, a line that has that slope and that point. I'm only going to give you about 20 seconds because it shouldn't take any longer than that. You need to look at the one above it for a model. All right, let's write this quickly then. So it's going to be y minus our y value, which is going to be y plus 8, equals our slope, which is -6, times x minus our x value, or x minus 4. Okay, so if you're given a point and given a slope, we just plug them in. Any questions on that so far? All right, let's scroll back up here then. And number 3 is a similar problem. The only difference is
in problem number 2, they said the slope was 2/3. In problem number 3, they did not give us the slope, but that's not a problem for us because we know how to find the slope. So the first thing we need to do in problem number 3 is find the slope. Remember, to do that, we subtract the y's on top and the x's on the bottom. So to find the slope, I'm going to do 15 minus 10 on top over 5 minus 6 on the bottom. Okay, we subtracted the y's on top, the x's on the bottom. So 15 minus 10 is 5, and 5 minus 6 is -1. And so our slope is -5. So now it's just like the problem above it. We know the slope. We know a point. In fact, we know 2 points. And we're just going to write our equation. You can actually write 2 answers that look different, but they're of the same line. So if I want to use this first point, okay, I'm going to use then my x will be 6 and my y will be 10. So one possible answer is y minus 10 equals our slope, which is -5, times x minus 6. Done. Okay, there is another possible answer, but you don't have to write both of them, okay? So one, if you wrote y minus 10 equals -5 times x minus 6, you're done, move on. But if I wanted to use this point, I also could use 5 as my x and 15 as my y. And so that equation would look like y minus 15 equals our slope of -5 times x minus 5. That would also be a perfectly acceptable answer. And in fact, they both are giving the same line. All right, so let's do the next one in a similar fashion. We first, because we're given 2 points, we first want to find the slope. So let's find the slope here. We're going to subtract the y's on top. So I get 7 minus -1 on top. Subtract the x's on the bottom. 5 minus -8 on the bottom. All right, now on top, 7 minus -1 is 8. And 5 minus -8 is 13. So the only difference is that this slope is ugly. It's just a fraction. Okay, but that's okay because we're just going to plug it in for our m value. And we don't even have to do any multiplying. So to write the equation that goes, if I use this point, I'm using -8 as my x and -1 as my y. I would do y plus 1 because it's minus -1. So y plus 1 equals our slope, which is 8/13, times x plus 8. That's it. We are done. Okay, but that's only one possible answer. You also could have used 5, 7 as a point as well. So if I wanted to use 5, 7 as a point, then that would be y minus 7 equals our slope, which is 8/13, times x minus 5. Okay, either answer, you do not have to give both of them. All right, any questions on those, guys? All right, then will you guys take a minute And let's do problem number 8 the same way. Find the slope first and then write the equation, using either point. You don't have to do both of them. All right, first thing we're going to do is find the slope. So find our slope. I will subtract the y's on top. So 8 minus -6 on top and 7 minus -2 on the bottom. So I get 14 on top and 9 on the bottom, and that doesn't reduce. So 14 over 9 is our slope. So that's an important step. Okay, if we don't get the right slope, the next part is not going to be right, of course. So now you have 2 possible answers that you could have. If you use this first point, and many of you did, your answer would be y plus 6, okay, because it's minus -6, equals our slope, which is 14 over 9, times x plus 2, because it's x minus -2. So that was the answer many of you had, which is perfect. Okay. Or you could have had, if you use the second point as your point, it would be y minus 8 equals our slope, which is 14 over 9, times x minus 7. Okay, and again, you don't need to have both of them, just one or the other. All right, so the whole idea is then we can graph these things, because if you know a point, like a starting point, and you know the slope, we should be able to draw the graph. So let's go back upward here to now where it says to graph the following. So if I wanted to graph this, the first thing I would do is off to the side, I'm going to write down the point and the slope. And I'm just getting those things from the equation, okay? I'm just getting it from here. The point, the x value will be -2. It's the opposite of that guy. And the y value will be -4. And so for that equation, our point is -2, -4. Okay, again, I got -2 from here. And I got, oh, I'm sorry, my y value is +4. My mistake. My y value is +4. I get that from here. Okay, because it's y minus the y value. Our slope is -2/3. Okay, that's this guy right here. That's our slope. So if I want to graph it, I just put a starting point at -2,4. So starting from the center, I'll go to the left 2 and up 4. Here is -2,4. So I put my first point down, and then from there I do my slope, which is -2/3. I go down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, and put my next point there. Connect the dots, and there's our line. Okay, so we want to get the point and then the slope from the equation, and then you graph the point and you do the slope and you're done. So for problem 6, let's first write down the point. Our x value will be 1. And our y value will be 5. So we have the point 1, 5. Lucas, you got a question? I'm sorry? The y value will be -5. You are correct, sir. I screwed that up again because it's always y minus the y value. I'm sorry. Good catch, Lucas. Thank you. So our point is at 1, -5. and our slope is 6, which I'm going to write as 6/1, just so it helps me remember I'm going to go up 6 and over 1, okay? So let's graph the point first. So 1, -5 is down here. And then, so I have 1, -5 is down there. And from that point, I'm going to go up 6 and over 1 to get me my other point. Connect the dots, and we're in business. All right, so again, we found the point, we found the slope, and then we graphed the point and then did the slope to get our line. So how about if you guys now try this one, which will be our last one, okay? Problem number 9. Give that a shot. All right, so our point is at -2, -3. And our slope is 1/5. So I'll first graph the point at -2, -3. Okay, so always put a point here first. And then I'm going to do my slope. I'm going to go up 1 and over 5. So from my point, I go up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go up 1 and over 5, our graph should look like this. All right, any questions, guys?